July 4th holiday weekend. We're taking a look at the rest of the week for you. And as you head out on the water this weekend to celebrate the holiday, we're talking about safety. But first, we have had several drownings already this summer, and we know many of you will be heading out on the water for July 4th. So today, our Nick Veland went to talk to officials about being prepared and staying safe.
July 4th weekend is coming up, and Clark's Hill Lake behind me is preparing for the masses. A lot of boats are going to be coming in the next couple days, and local authorities are preparing for them all. The Coast Guard says 489 people drowned in lakes last year. 399 of them weren't wearing a life jacket. Also, the Department of Natural Resources is rolling out Operation Dry Water to let people know if you get behind the wheel of a boat drunk, you're at risk of a DUI. DNR is pulling resources from all over the state of Georgia to make sure there are enough officers to patrol the lakes this weekend. They will have 3 boats out on Clark's Hill Lake.
Next thing is just be aware that we're just out here for their safety. We want everybody to come out. We want them to have fun. We want them to enjoy the water, but we want everybody to go home safe.
And I'll have more on the Department of Natural Resources plan for the upcoming weekend, and some safety tips too, coming up at 6 o'clock on News 12. Reporting in Appling, I'm Nick Veland, on your side.
All right, thanks for that, Nick. We're taking a lot. We're learning more about the death of a 15-month-old baby who died after testing positive for fentanyl and other drugs. Athens Clark police now identifying the woman taking care of the child when police say the baby was exposed to the drugs. They say Pamela Graves is charged with murder and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. The baby was brought to Augusta over the weekend for treatment at the Children's Hospital of Georgia, where they later died. Protests and lawsuits are ramping up nearly a week after the U.S. Supreme Court rolled back the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision on abortion rights. It comes as Justice Stephen Breyer announced his retirement tomorrow. Skylar Henry breaking down how this is becoming a major part of Democratic and Republican races.
Protesters on Capitol Hill called on lawmakers to take action to protect abortion rights.
Roe is dead. But we don't give up. The Supreme Court does not have the final word.
It simply gave the issue back to the elected representatives to be dealt with in the political process.
Tuesday, 8 states held primary or runoff elections, the first one since the Supreme Court's historic decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
I will listen to people.
In Colorado, Joe O'Dea, a Republican who has voiced support for some abortion rights, beat an anti-abortion rights opponent in his U.S. Senate primary. Meanwhile, lawsuits continue to mount. Wisconsin's Democratic leaders filed a challenge against their state statute banning abortion dating back to 1849. Already, some state judges have temporarily blocked similar so-called trigger laws in Texas, Utah, and Louisiana, where providers at one of the state's 3 abortion clinics brace for next steps.
We're taking each day as we can, seeing as many patients as we can while we can.
The next battle over reproductive rights may have already begun, after Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas suggested the court should reconsider any cases protecting access to contraceptives.
Clarence Thomas was quite forthright that he is inviting people to bring these challenges.
Following a surge in demand, several major pharmacies like CVS and Rite Aid are imposing limits on the purchase of emergency contraception, also known as the morning after pill. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
The Biden administration has made access to family planning services, including emergency and long-acting contraceptives, as part of its plan of action in response to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Students at SCAD asking for the name of a school building to be changed that was named for Justice Clarence Thomas. A sign declaring the building as the Clarence Thomas Center for Historic Preservation used to be on a sign holder right there in the front of the building. That sign was recently removed, but SCAD officials have not confirmed a reason for taking it down. There's growing support tonight for a petition that's circulating online to change the name.
It's a step to showing not only how we feel, but also like the consequences of not allowing people to express their rights and express themselves for who they are.
Other students say Justice Thomas's opinions do not match the values of the SCAD community, which they describe as progressive and inclusive. Delta Airlines announced it will allow customers to make cost-free changes ahead of the holiday weekend. They announced yesterday it will issue a system-wide travel waiver from July 1st through the 4th. Customers can make those cost-free changes via MyTrip or the Fly Delta app. But they made this decision after hundreds of Delta airline pilots announced they will be picketing this week. They're demanding a pay increase in schedule changes.
Kind of packed this time of morning to be so early. Yes, I am surprised that a lot of people are already here. I guess they just want to get ahead of the, weekend crowd.
A Delta spokesperson says the company and pilots began contract negotiations a little earlier this year after talks were on hold for 2 years during the pandemic. Happening tomorrow night, Fort Gordon's July 4th celebration, and it is a big one every year. If you've never been, if you're new to town, something really to see. This is going to be at Barton Field. It starts at 5 o'clock. It'll last until 11. There will be a carnival, shopping, food, live entertainment. They said you can buy tickets and food vouchers ahead of time since cash and credit will not be accepted on the field. So no cash, no credit. Got to buy those food vouchers. Something important to remember if you're heading out there with the family. And if you're still looking for July 4th events, here's a few happening Saturday. The Friends of Clarks Hill Lake Fireworks Show. That's at the Raysville Marina in Thompson. On Saturday and Sunday, fireworks in SRP Park. The Green Jackets will be celebrating after each game. Then Boom in the Park. That happens Monday. It's at Evanstown Center Park starting at 5. They're promising music, food, trucks, tons of fireworks. Another great show. You can head to our website, wrdw.com, for the full list of events. A local school putting on an art camp for kids. We take a look at the sessions and where their artwork is going.
And as we go through the next couple of days, all eyes are going to be on radar. We are going to be watching the potential for a few more scattered showers and storms as we go through the July 4th weekend. The full forecast coming up next. Today, temperatures in the low 90s.
All right, thanks for that, Anthony. The Jesse Norman School of the Arts and the City of North Augusta's Arts and Heritage Center are partnering up to put on an art camp for kids. Our Will Volk went to see where their creativity is taking them.
It's time for art camp. These kids are learning from instructors at Jesse Norman School of the Arts.
Of all the jobs I've ever had, this is the best.
Katie Scarborough started teaching a few months ago.
Don't forget your L. It's cool to be on the other end, Like, I've always had art teachers. I've never been the art teacher.
She enjoys helping these kids. In the last 2 weeks, more than 50 of them have come here.
It's really all them. We're just here to help the guide.
Well, I've been wondering for about 2 years how to do this. And then she just told me, and I'm like, how did I not think of that?
4th grader Reese Howie loves art, and she's amazed by some of the new things she learned.
Really load up that brush, a lot.
I was really going for it to drip really good, but seriously, I was not expecting it to look this amazing.
I think it's good.
At this camp, kids like her have a chance to pick up a brush, learn, and create. In North Augusta, Will Volk, on your side.
The Arts and Heritage Center says this is the second time they've done this, and they hope to make it an annual tradition. Some good news for those of us who like spending time outside. The dry summer may actually be a good thing. We'll explain why.
The line by $99.99.
Rising costs are hitting families hard, and it's causing them to surrender their pets. This is a last resort for pet owners. A lot of people trying to get them with friends and family, but now animal shelters are starting to see the increase. Places like Chatham County, dogs being surrendered have almost doubled from numbers since last year. The county's starting to get concerned as the number of adoptions have stayed the same, and dogs are having to stay at the shelter for an extended period of time.
We have playtime in the yard. We can do those things. We make Kongs with peanut butter in them to kind of help, stimulate their minds. But it is a kennel situation. Not ideal for dogs to live in the long term, and that's, as we see, some dogs can mentally deteriorate the longer they stay here.
Dr. Harper says he has never seen it this bad, but this is not just a Chatham County issue, something that shelters are seeing across the country, and they're asking for your help. The mosquito season is off to a slow start. This year has been extremely dry and hot, and that does slow down the population. They haven't had any widespread issues, mainly just pockets of mosquitoes. Right now, backyard mosquitoes are the big problem. Officials say now it's time to go out into your yard and try to get rid of any standing water. Even though there's no widespread issue, that could all change pretty quickly.
Yeah, all it takes is one rainstorm. You just get one big rain, and all of a sudden 3 inches comes down, and it changes the whole scenario. As dry as it's been this year, it might take a couple good rainstorms to catch up.
Since the actual number of mosquitoes is down, their main concern shifts to viruses mosquitoes could be carrying, but so far, none to report. Nonprofits in the Low Country are getting another wave of help. Tonight, officials in Charleston are holding a discussion with nonprofits in the community to talk about challenges they face since the pandemic and how they can best support them. Comes 1 week after nonprofit assistance applications reopened for the entire country. They can apply for one-time relief funding up to $50,000. Nearly 42 million people will hit the road over the long 4th of July holiday weekend. Despite those high gas prices, car travel is expected to hit an all-time record. Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker has some ideas to help make the trip a little less stressful.
And you may have your road trip planned to perfection, but let's face it, if somebody in the backseat ain't happy, nobody's happy. You can let them browse TikTok for hours, or you can do something old-fashioned.
You can turn off cellular and let the kids color. April Coloring is my favorite coloring book app. It's like paint by numbers. Remember those? There are dozens of images to choose from and new pictures every day. And rather than just tapping on a section to paint, you use your finger like a paintbrush. It's free for a limited number of pages and super relaxing. If the kids plan to watch movies or shows on Netflix or Amazon Prime, download those shows before you leave home. Both streaming services offer dozens of shows and movies that you can download to a device to watch without needing to connect to the internet. It'll also keep playing if you lose a 5G signal. And do the same with music on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple. Download the playlist ahead of time. On the highway, you may lose a connection as you move from one cell tower to another, and you may hit areas with no cellular service. If that happens, you can use this trick to get back online. Simply turn on airplane mode for a second or two and then turn it off again. This forces your device to search for the nearest and best cell tower signal. If you use Waze as a GPS, you can change the voice that delivers turn-by-turn directions. Young kids might enjoy the voice of a cartoon dog or cat or a cartoon character. Turn right. If you're the type who doesn't need someone else telling you where to turn, you can also record your own voice. Let's get started. Drive safe.
And if you want to save money, dig into the Waze settings, turn on speeding notifications so you won't be surprised by any blue lights behind you. Oh, and don't forget the Gas Buddy app, too. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
AAA says the worst time to hit the road will be Thursday afternoon when daily commuters are sharing the road with holiday travelers. The holiday weekend begins Thursday. It technically goes through Monday. Anthony?
Well, as you're heading out the door over the next couple of days, all eyes are going to be on the radar. We're going to be keeping an eye on a few more scattered showers both tonight as well as through the holiday weekend. Well, one more check at that forecast when we come back.
Hi,
That's right.
Morning, afternoon, night, Monday through Sunday, 24/7. Our first alert commitment to you is now 5 meteorologists, always tracking weather that impacts you, telling you what we know as soon as we know it. All the tools, the latest technology, and the largest team of 5 meteorologists. First Alert is our investment in your family's safety. News 12, NBC 26 First Alert weather on your side.
The WRDW News app on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV store. Even if you cut the cord, you don't have to lose your local news. Just type in or search WRDW, and you've got your local news, First Alert weather, sports, and more for free. Coca-Cola joins forces with DJ Marshmello for a new flavor. Surprisingly enough, it's not marshmallow flavored, so real missed opportunity there, but it is a combination of strawberry and watermelon. Who knew? This new beverage will make its debut in the U.S. July 11th for a limited basis. It'll also be available in a zero-calorie version. On July 25th, the cans will have a QR code that will let people hear Marshmello's latest song. Presumably, while you're drinking the Coke he helped invent. But, yeah, why not like a cream soda flavor? Something mellowy.
I was also kind of thinking at first this was going to be a marshmallow that tasted like Coke, not the other way around. Coke maybe tasting like marshmallow. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm just getting energy drink vibes looking at this picture. I don't know why, but
it's like strawberry and watermelon.
I don't really about that for
does not
Coke.
scream strawberry and watermelon to me.
No, it doesn't. Well, we'll try and let you guys know how it goes, but
I'll try it. I'll let you know.
I'll give it a try too. We'll let you guys know how it is. I'm just getting, I don't know why, I'm just looking at that picture and it just looks like an energy drink for whatever reason to me, but hey, give it a try, you might like it. All right, let's take a look outside. Radar, we are seeing nice and dry here in the Augusta area right now, but plenty of rain to our south and some of our western counties getting in on a few scattered showers and storms. As we continue on through this evening, we will again have that potential for a few hit or miss showers out there, but in general, mostly dry conditions. As we go through tomorrow morning, starting things off dry, it's as we get to the afternoon that the chance for those showers will be going up and more rain possible Friday as well as into the holiday weekend. So going through the day on Saturday, on and off showers there. Then it becomes a little bit more isolated as we go through the afternoon on Sunday, and we'll keep that trend going as we go through the day on Monday for the 4th of July. Now, over the next 7 days, we can see anywhere between about an inch and maybe an inch and a half to 2 inches in some of those spots that see back-to-back thunderstorms. So the potential for more rain is definitely going to be there. Right now, we're seeing mostly sunny skies, 84 degrees. Currently, we're going to stick to those mid-80s, mid and upper 80s over the next several days, about 85 as we go through the afternoon on Friday.
Still to come, we have much more local news and